So hello and welcome, my fellow Dodge Ram Cummins owners. I am working on a 2012 Dodge Ram 2500 6.7 liter Cummins. And a few days ago I had a bunch of lights come on my dash. I had the service four-wheel drive. Let me get in here. So I had the service four-wheel drive pop up on the big middle screen. This one had the lightning bolt with the backwards parentheses, which is the electronic throttle control. Over here I had a traction control light come on in the corner here. I had down here on the brake controller, this screen was telling me that I unhooked a trailer, had the CF with the quotation mark, saying I unhooked a trailer when I didn't have a trailer hooked up. And these lights came on when I was headed to work. I work about 10 miles from where I live. And I didn't think anything of it. I got to work, put the truck in park, went in and clocked in, and came back out, went to try to put my truck in drive to go, and it would not go. So I shut the truck off, turned it back on, and I was able to put it in drive. And so I went and parked and just went on about my morning routine. Got in my my big rig that I drive, and I got to thinking, what could be wrong with my truck? So I done a little Googling, and everything I read said that typically when those lights come on, that means it could mean a few different things. But a lot of the YouTube videos I watched said to either replace my ABS sensors that are located in the rear of each tire. You got one in each front. Your rear's got one in each, and the rears are easy to access. I think it was an 8mm or even or 13mm. And so I pulled the sensors out, sprayed them off with some brake cleaner, put them back in. Front ones, however, you got to remove the tire, then you got to remove your brakes and your rotor to access the front ones. So I decided not to do that and just try to go with doing the rears. And I got back in my truck and started it, turned everything on. The lights were still on. So I was mind boggled. It was getting late, so I went home. Next day, went and started my pickup up. And I started hearing a bunch of racket underneath the hood. Shut the truck off, popped the hood. My serpentine belt had popped off. And not only did it pop off, it shredded. That's not good lighting. Let me get over here on this side, maybe a little better lighting. So the serpentine belt shredded. So I took the serpentine belt off, and I decided I need to inspect all my pulleys, make sure tensioner pulleys spinning freely, not wobbling. The idle pulley. All the pulleys were good except for my water pump. My water pump pulley was really sloppy. I got the water pump right here. So the water pump was really sloppy. It's hard to see with one hand here. See if I could. Anyways, so the water pump was really sloppy, the pulley on it. So I decided I better go to my local parts store, which the closest one to me is Advanced Auto Parts. And they got me a new water pump. This is the part number. And I got me a new belt. And I got the Daco. And that's your part number there. Make sure when you go get you a belt, you emphasize it if you have AC or if you don't. Because if you got air conditioning on your truck, it's going to take a longer belt and a different belt. So, got the water pump switched out, which is very, very simple. Just 2 bolts, drain the antifreeze. So before you take the water pump off, you got to get down here. Okay, right up underneath here. This is the driver's side, very bottom left corner of your radiator. There's your drain. So if you put I just used a crescent wrench. Turn this nut loose about 2 turns maybe, and then antifreeze will start coming out of that little spot. About 2 gallons of antifreeze is all I drained, which is plenty. So got the antifreeze drained, got a new water pump put in, got the belt put in, started up the truck, let it run for a little bit, and took it for a little test drive. And everything was running good. So is what I want to say is a lot of these videos, when you Google them, will tell you to check these sensors. It could be a lot of different things, but I just want to say, make sure you got plenty of battery juice, because I have a feeling that my water pump went out a couple days ago, and I only drive about 10 minutes to work each way, so my truck wasn't getting hot enough to register on the dash, you know, so it was overheating. So the water pump wasn't working, and I think is what it did is it made the belt get really weak, and when it flung it off, that's when I noticed. And so I know a lot of videos say it could be sensors, check all these sensors, but one thing you guys need to really make sure is you got enough juice in your truck. Even though you got 2 batteries, these diesel pickups require a lot of juice to make all the sensors work and the computer system. And if you don't have enough juice, it's going to start cutting juice to different sensors, different things that will not let your truck operate. And like I said, I took it for a test drive, and everything is working good. I did not have to buy sensors. I spent, let's see, the water pump from my local Advanced Auto Parts was $91. And the Daco belt was, I believe it was $53, $55 with some change. And we are good to go again. The big beast is filthy, needs a wash, but yeah, it is. I believe everything is good. I appreciate you guys watching this video if you do, and leave some comments. I'm gladly to help tell you how to do the water pump. As you can see, I've done a full delete on this truck. I got a 5-inch exhaust back. Took out all the mufflers. I got a 5-inch exhaust with the MBRP tip on it. You got a little aftermarket, some train horns on here. We got rock lights under each fender, 3 rock lights, 20 in total on the truck. Got an EFI Live shift on the fly tuner. Hit me up. Please watch my video. I do a lot of work on my truck. This is the first video made. I wish I'd have done some on my delete kit. I deleted this filter in here. That's what that's for. I got a bigger air intake. Double tube. Done the heater grid delete. And I live in Colorado, so everything is ran very, very good. Truck has a lot of power. This is my first video. I hope to make more and not bore you guys, but come check me out. I'm gonna make more. Got a new front grille, 20s on 35s. Got a lot of custom work done to this 2012 Dodge Ram 2500 Limited.